And we are live. Coming to you live from the great state of Wisconsin is the Overdue Sports Team. I am your host, Will Massa. To my right, as always, Jake Sawinski. We're bringing the weekly recap video to you during the lunch hour. How are we doing today?
Good, good. I'm excited for another hockey game tonight. Go Stars.
Yeah, you still got a big future on them.
Yeah, 16-1. It's not big, but I placed it in like August of last year, so it's been just sitting there waiting to be discarded or cashed. So might as well cash it. It's been this long.
Yeah, it's true. Sitting on the Rangers still. We'll see how that plays out. But I had a pretty stinky week. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot of mediocre day. I had like really good days and really bad days. I was either like 2-0 every day or I was 0-2 or like basically that every single day. The one big hit was Stars puck line the other night, plus 195. That was a good one.
Yeah, we were both on that one.
Yeah, we were. But I've been getting hosed in MLB. I was at the Brewers Cubs game last night. Ben Brown goes 7 scoreless, 7 hitless, just carved them. And I was on the first 5 for the Brewers, which I wasn't even mad that it didn't hit because he threw a no hitter.
Up to that point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they pulled him at the 7th, and then extra innings got out of hand, but that was a pretty rough one. I just had some stinkers. Like I took the Cubs the other night too, a couple days ago against the Cardinals, and they gave up a 5 spot in the 8th, and then they came back in the 9th and scored 2, and then they left the tying run on 3rd with like a strikeout and a flyout. I've had some bad bets this week.
Well, my week was really weird because, like, the last couple weeks I've been really fighting with baseball. Like, last week I was awful, like, just horrible, awful. But, the front end of the last week, like, I'm going Monday through Sunday. It was really good. Got off to, like, a 7-8 unit buffer. Thursday I lost it all in one day. I was like 1-10 on Thursday. It was horrible, or 2-10 or something. Just putrid on Thursday, but then like it kind of settled back into like normalcy. So it was like really one bad day where everything put together was kind of ass. But been a little better in baseball last couple of days. I'm kind of just stacking like 3-2 or 2-1. Sunday I was pretty good. It was like 6-2 on Sunday, something like that. I'm just kind of generalizing, like good day, bad day. But yeah, it was a tough last couple of weeks, but I'm starting to see the board a little better. Like I got the Red Sox last night, I got the Cardinals last night. The Mets messed up the doubleheader system. Only the Mets would do that. So they lose game 1. They blew it, and that game stayed under. So I always do the opposite in game 2. Like if the home team loses game 1 of a doubleheader, the home team wins game 2 like 65% of the time. They had like 3 hits. So. But like that's the Mets for you. I'm not surprised. And then I got the Cubs last night too. So I kind of liked your idea. I thought the Cubs were the right side on the game, but like Ben Brown was kind of a yucky back him kind of play. I wasn't expecting a no hitter, but so the Cubs were kind of in a contrarian spot yesterday, or the day before, I should say, and they kind of like Steele and Gasman pitched pretty well. So I like to run those back. I did the same thing with the Red Sox. I bet them Memorial Day when they lost 11-3. I got the over too, but I usually run back my losers.
Yeah, that's why I was worried about taking the first 5, and I only did it just because of like they were in the contrarian spot again, but Ben Brown's like his underlying numbers are worse than like he was pitching to like a 3.4 ERA coming into last night. Like he has good numbers. And then obviously yesterday helped him out. So I thought people might be like riding him high just because he's strung together a couple good starts. So I figured I could steal one in the first 5. But you're right. Like the Cubs, I like the Cubs on Monday in that contrarian spot. I didn't take them. and they kind of fell apart late, but they were kind of in it the whole night. And then, yeah, I think running it back would have been a good look. I thought about it and decided
Mhm.
because originally it wasn't supposed to be Freddie on the mound. I can't remember who it was supposed to be. They were TBD in the morning, and then they announced him at like noon that he was throwing, and I was like, all right, let's take a stab on the first five. But
Well, yeah, for me it was. I didn't notice it was TBD. Like I looked a little later yesterday, but Freddie hasn't been very good. Like his stuff has been. Like he strikes out a lot of guys, but it's not so much like just him. Like it seems like the team hasn't been playing as well with him when he's pitching. Like they just don't score as many runs, and he lets up a couple of like dumb ones. It's not like he's been bad, but like he hasn't been like the Freddie Peralta that kind of started the season. So
yeah,
it was more so fading him as opposed to backing the Cubs. And I think they've lost like his last four starts anyway. So like I thought it was a good spot to do it.
yeah. I did that run it back system this week too with the Tigers. I took them against the Blue Jays in a pick'em, and they got stomped. And then the next day they were
I
like
did it
plus
too.
110.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just
It's
took
a
them the
good
next day. And I was like,
it's a good way to do it, especially like when you're seeing you gotta like put it in context with the number you're getting to, right? Like was that Friday night you did that?
yeah,
They
I
got
think it
smoked
was
Friday night?
Thursday, Friday was the
One of the
Detroit two
two.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of the two. It was like Detroit was a short favorite. You get smoked. Or no, I'm sorry,
yeah,
they were a short dog and they get smoked by the Blue Jays. But then it's the same number the next day. It's like it looks really easy. Oh, Toronto just won 9-1. It's the same number. We should do that again. Now you do the opposite. It's the same
yeah.
thing with the total too. Like that, I think that would have been a gross under. Actually, no. I stayed away from totals in that series. That series was so weird. So I was thinking about betting the Blue Jays on Sunday, but I just bet the over instead because like the Tigers and they played a slow game the day before, and the final score was like 14-11. I should have put like my
Yeah.
401k on the alt over. Yeah, weird series, but yeah, that's a good way to do it. You know, you just kind of you can do your baseball stuff, but just put it in the context of the numbers.
I've been doing that a lot more. Like if I've and it's helped a lot too that I've been watching a lot of the games. So like I'll watch the game, and if the total should have hit but it didn't, I usually run back the same thing the next night. Like if it's like an over 8.5 and the final score is 4-3, but they just left
It
a
left
ton of
four
guys on
guys on.
base, or like I took an under and they exploded in the eighth, like I'll just run it back the next day.
Yeah, it works a little better with the overs. I feel like sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's not.
But I always look at like how they did it. Like in that Tigers Blue Jays series, like it was 1-1 going into the eighth, and the Tigers allowed 8 runs in the last 2 innings. And so I was like, okay, like they were in it. Like it wasn't like they actually got stomped for the entirety of that game.
Mm-hmm.
It was just they fell apart late, and so then at that point it's like, slightly different
Yeah.
line, better number. I'm gonna take it again.
I do that a lot. Like my Achilles heel with that kind of system I use is just doing it on teams that suck, like the Mets or the White Sox. I bet the White Sox a lot last week against the Orioles too, and it just like that one was really frustrating because every game, like the first
They
game
were in that.
with the crappy call, I mean that one that had no business hitting either way, but like they called Andrew Vaughn out for like interference at second base. That was bullshit. But like whoever was batting wasn't hitting a home run there, so like they weren't going to win either way. But then the next day, it was like they were winning all the way until the eighth inning, and then they gave up 3 home runs in one inning. Kopech's a bomb. He needs to be DFA. I think they finally did DFA. He sucks, dude. But yeah, I mean, like baseball, I've been making better looks. I mean, like for all the areas that I struggle, like just being stubborn and backing a team, like I'm finding other good teams to bet on too, like and avoiding a lot of the traps. Like last night, I liked the Astros, but like they were winning 2-1 the whole game. They blew it in the eighth inning, so it's just like that's baseball. You got to hunt for like the kind of bets you like. It's not so much finding something that's good. It's like almost avoiding something that's just not worth doing. Dogs
Yeah.
win, you just gotta find them. That's kind of the struggle.
Yeah, it's like a carbon copy of last year. I'm like riding even in MLB still. I'm like, which granted, like I shouldn't say I'm doing the exact same thing because I was down like 12 units at one point. I'm down like 3 as of today, or maybe after yesterday, I think 5. But coming into this week, I was down like 3. So I'm like in striking distance of being even to plus in MLB, and it's like every time I hit that mark, something stupid happens, and I lose 3
Yeah,
straight. And it's like shit.
yeah, no,
Like
I know.
every time I feel like I get momentum, it just disappears immediately.
Yeah, I've been fighting really hard. I've been down as many as 10, up as many as 15. I'm currently up like 1. So it's just been a roller coaster, but usually self-inflicted. Like I don't have to do half the dumb shit I do. And got into a little parlay craze last week. I did 3 of them and
You
I
did.
just
I
two
saw
of
that.
them by 1 leg. I was sad.
I'm surprised you're running those back just based on the sheer amount of them that you actually hit last year. Dude, like, you smacked. I know it at least 4 or 5 like plus 1,000s. Like you hit at least 3 or 4 plus 4
Um,
legs.
I hit like I think I hit 2 4s and 2 5s, and the 1 5 was like plus 4,200.
Yeah, there were some crazy ones that you hit, and
Nothing to show for it. I lost it all in June. But we're getting to that point where like this is probably the last week I'm gonna be an asshole. And then I gotta like for real, I'm doing it this year.
yeah, things
Or
are.
like or maybe like on the days where they're all evening games, I'll have to be take it easy. But like during the day, I can probably do my normal thing. And like if it sucks, just do one more later. But we're getting
Yeah,
to that. It's already starting. Like a bunch of stupid shit's happening.
yeah, I've noticed the same thing, and I just think it like we always talk about it. Like we bet very different ways, but we seem to always have the same issues. Where like around this time of year, just dumb shit happens. But that's baseball. Like I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody's like. This is the hardest sport, start to finish, to be positive in.
I would agree
Depending
with
on your
that.
volume, I'll put it that way. Depending on
Yeah,
your volume. I
you
mean, I guess if
see
you're,
the thing with baseball is you kind of have to keep the volume up. You have to
yeah,
like really know your stuff and be able to put it all together. I mean, I still think the NFL is harder, just like from a game to game thing. Like, there's way more ways to find angles in football, but like NFL's hard.
yeah,
And I mean, it just is. Like, I don't like when people are like, "Oh, betting the NFL is so easy." Like, no, it's not. It's not easy at all. Betting on anything is not really easy.
no. That's why
It's really
most people
not.
are like well under 50%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that good. I'm not a winning
No,
player
I'm
at this point.
47% lifetime, I think, 48% lifetime.
Yeah, and it's like, and then you're playing favorites on it a lot of the time too. Like that's not a
Yeah.
or even if like you just do totals, it doesn't have to be favorites, but like
Yeah,
totals,
at
you
minus
gotta hit
110, yeah, you're
you
still a
gotta be hitting
good chunk.
you gotta be hitting 52%. That's 5%'s a big jump.
That's a lot.
It only sounds like oh I gotta hit 5 more winners every 100, but like
That's a
just
lot.
do it. It's hard. It's not easy. Like for me, like it averages out okay. Like let me look at action at work. Let me see like lifetime percentage. And like for me, usually like my issue's not like I'm not consistently like if I do 10, like imagine every how many bets you have. Like every 10, I'm usually hitting. It's not like I'm only hitting 48 out of 100. What is that number? I'm at 46%. But for me, it's a lot of dogs. So like
But yeah, you take a lot of dogs, so you get
yeah, so
away with it. Like
it can be
you
a
can
little
bet at
lower.
48%, yeah, 49%, you'd be even. But
Yeah, but for me, it's like I'm very bipolar. Like I'll go like a month of hitting like 55, 60%, but then like I'll suck I'll hit 40% for a month. So
that's how
that's how
I've
I am.
been. I've been falling into that far more than last year. And like this year is like I mean, I guess last year was really like my first calendar year doing this. And I felt like I was a lot more like mostly even, where like the bad weeks weren't insanely terrible, but the good weeks weren't that great either. And this year it's been very like I'm either red hot, like don't miss for a couple weeks, you know, hitting probably like 60-65%, and then my bad weeks are like 30. I'll go 3 for
Yeah,
10, and I'm like, shit.
I'll do
But,
that in a day.
yeah.
Like seriously, I was 2-9 or 2-10 on Thursday. Like it happens, but that was the worst day I've had in like 4 months. College
Yeah.
basketball, I can come unglued and like reverse slate board because I don't give up. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy throwing yourself out there and doing it too. So.
Yeah. What do you want today? Let's dive into the cards
I
today.
just bet the Pirates so far. And that's not gonna work because I should have took the Tigers. And then it's like the double headers. I just do what I like, and then you kind of have the answers for the second game of the double header, probability wise. Anyway, it's not like it's gonna happen, but say the Pirates win game one, you're down 3-0, but you never know. That Tigers bullpen is so bad right now, so anything is possible. But if the Pirates somehow win, I'll probably look at the Tigers game two. If this game stays under, I'll probably look at the over for game two. I just kind of do the opposite. I kind of like the D-backs today. That one's kind of nasty though. Dane Dunning and Ryan Nelson. Yeah, that's like a good over spot, but I feel like that one looks really easy. And the Rangers kind of stink.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just kind of do. Kind of like the Phillies. Kind of don't. I don't know.
I was looking at that. I was looking at that over.
Yeah, it was 1-0 yesterday. That might be a good time to do it. That one.
The problem is the Giants' offense has been so good. I don't know if this is like the start of like the coming back to earth, or if it was just like one game. So that that could be a game that's like 7-1 and goes under.
And it's very feasible that Phillies are going to hit a rut too. Like they've been on this world for the last 3-4 weeks. So
yeah.
Mets, like today would probably be the day to bet the Mets, but like I don't want to. Just looking, the Marlins are too gross. Like Yu Darvish has been really good.
I was looking at that under too.
Those just always go under.
Yeah.
So I would stay away from that one personally, but I'm not saying I don't have an opinion on that. I think the Red Sox Orioles under is a good look.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like today's the Rays. The A's ended up winning yesterday. Nats Braves. Fuck Mackenzie Gore. It's show today. That game's unbettable, like to me. I don't know. I'm not really crazy about this slate so far.
No, I'm not either. I'm on the over in this early game with the Cardinals and Reds, and then I'm on the Royals tonight. Seth Lugo pitching against the Twins. They've dropped 2 straight, so figure it's a good spot for them. And the Twins don't have a ton of high leverage bullpen arms left, so figure if they're going to take one in this series, it's probably today, because I think tomorrow should be Singer and either Woods Richardson or Lopez.
I don't remember when who pitched.
Yeah. I was also looking at the Orioles run line, which is probably super obvious, but the Red Sox kind of took it to them yesterday, and they refused. With how good Cutter Crawford's been, his record is like 1-6. Like they don't win behind him.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like that under. Just
yeah, and Burns on the other side, obviously, who's been like Cy Young candidate. He's been incredible. So
the Red Sox
that could be a low look.
8 in the total. The Red Sox scored 8 yesterday in a total 7.5. So I think that's a good spot to back that under.
Yeah. It's going to be another one. It's going to be one of those other ones that from last week that I liked, where it's like I like the under and the run line, and it's whatever I take is probably not going to hit and the other one will.
Yeah, I just try to not do home team run lines when the total's low. I mean,
Yeah.
they might win 2-0 or 3-1 or something like that, but I just try to not put myself in that situation.
Yeah. That's all I got. Was looking at Edmonton tonight. We were talking about that pre-show. I don't know if I'm gonna take anything there. It feels like a good spot for them to even it up, especially after especially after last game. But the Stars look really fucking good. So I don't know if I want to.
They're the
I
best.
don't know if I want to lay the juice. I know. I don't know if I want to lay the. I think they're 135, and I don't know if
Yeah,
I want to
like
lay that.
I did that yesterday. I bet the Panthers -1.5 instead of just money line, but it was 165. I don't like laying juice like that, but it would have been the
No.
right move. But I'd rather just lose the unit on the puck line as opposed to losing.
Yeah.
Money line. That would have been a stressful one too, because I mean, they both look really bad and really good, like in all the games at like weirdly different times. Like the Rangers just don't quit, but they also spend 2/3 of the game doing nothing either. So it's very.
They
But the
rely
Panthers
so
do too.
much. Yeah, they rely so heavily on like goals that come from in front of the net, like tip-ins and redeflections, that they don't get that many good. Like in game one, they only had like 10 shots on net going into the third. Like they were non-existent because they couldn't get in front of the net. And so then it just looks like they're doing nothing because then they're just trying to play dump and chase so they can try and set something up and they don't. And it's just, yeah, they're a weird team. They're really good and that, yeah, they're really good at winning that brand of hockey, but it's like it's ugly at times.
Yeah, and I mean, if Igor wasn't playing goalie, this series would be over already. Like,
Oh yeah.
Florida's
Well, we wouldn't have gone out of the Kane series.
God no, you might not have even got well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
was
would
gonna
have
say
beat
that
the Cap.
too, but
You
you
could
would
have
have beat
beat
the
the Cap.
Caps.
Yeah, you could have beat the Capitals. But yeah, they're frustrating because that is a series I've been struggling to bet. But like, I bet every hockey game because there's one a day, or like at most 3 a day. And that was really frustrating because I'll watch those games. I lose a bet or 2 or 3, depending on how crazy I get. And I'm like, you're just thinking, like, how did I lose this bet? Like, I watched the game. Carolina, they played, what, 5 games? Or did that one go 6? That one was 6.
That one went, yeah.
It's like they played 6 games, and if you were to take all the minutes, Carolina was better for 5 of the games. It's like, how did I lose this bet? You're just, it's like, seriously, like, the Rangers are good for minutes at a time, and the other team is better for periods at a time, and they're still in it, which is crazy. I mean, it's not like a knock against the Rangers; they're just executing their plan or their clutch or their timely, whatever you want to say. It's just like the Panthers game 1 is how most of those games should go, and they don't. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like game 2, I think I did bet the Rangers game 2. I don't remember, but yeah, I've been struggling in the East. Like I've had a much better gauge in the West. I've been doing much better in those series out West. But yeah, just very frustrating betting those Rangers Panthers games because like the Panthers play better for 50 of the 60 minutes every night. And if it goes extra, I mean that's a horse apiece. Like I didn't watch any of game 3. That one I will say the Rangers probably dominated that game. I mean they were up 4-2 and
Yeah.
Panthers made it
They
close.
coughed it up, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like your Bob can't be all world every game, but it's just very frustrating. Like if Igor wasn't playing goalie, they'd probably be down 3-1 instead of 2-2.
He's been insane, and he will continue to do that. It's just
They both have been. Like I think.
Yeah, they've both been crazy in this one.
Igor's been taking a lot more shots, and like letting in ones he should let in. Like Bob will cough up a couple easy ones, but like some of the 10 bells he makes are just like, how did he stop that? You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's like Igor's literally keeping them in the game. You can't really say that about Bobrovsky, I don't think. Like he's been spectacular. Don't get me wrong, but like I feel like the Panthers are playing much better structured hockey, if that makes sense. Because like last night, the Panthers had the puck a lot. And I don't think the Rangers did. Like the second period, the Rangers might as well like just dumped in. Like I don't know how much time they spent on the other side of the ice because they were constantly playing defense.
Yeah.
And Florida's penalties are not helping them at all. Like I mean, the Rangers' power play up until like maybe game 2 of the series has like been really good. Like I think the penalty kill for the Panthers has been better. But I don't know. I'm just very frustrated on that side of the playoffs because, like I said, it's like I'm watching the games. It's like, how did I lose these bets? Like I watch it with my own eyes. Like it's what I like. If you were watching this game and you didn't see the score, like you'd think that the Panthers won 5-2 in 3 of the games.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird for me, but it's just very back and forth. Like I'll hit 2 bets, lose 2 bets, hit 1 bet, miss 1 bet. Like just kind of treading, which is okay. Like the playoffs are almost over. I've gotten this far, haven't managed to lose any of it really, but sitting at like 28 units, 27 units on the season. So would love for the Stars to win the Cup. Would love for Sergei to win the Vezina, which isn't happening. They already voted for it. I'm assuming they're just holding it until.
Yeah.
I think they vote like right at the end of the season, so that fraud Connor Hellebuck's gonna win it. I'm so pissed. Dude, he's a fraud. Fuck him.
After the Avs lit him on fire.
Nah, fuck him. He's a pussy. No, I'm mad at him. Like that's bullshit. Like the guy, like he's a good enough goalie to have won a Vezina by now, but he's always like top 5. And like the year he finally is gonna win it, he's gonna like give up 20 goals in the playoffs in 5 games.
Well, that's our show, folks. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at Overdue Sports. Website, overduesports.com. Like, subscribe. We'll believe we're recording again tomorrow. We're going to be pumping out a new episode of Call to the Pen. So stay tuned, and we are out of here.